Okay, so we're going to read a little bit from Chaitanya Bhagavata here. Just a little nightcap here. This is the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to the beatific Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Jagannath Mishra's son and the supreme Lord of all. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, the life and soul of Lord Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Gadadhar Pandit. And all glories to all shelter of Sri Advaita Charya and the unlimited devotees. Simply by hearing the transcendental topics about Lord Chaitanya repeatedly, oh, oh, all wondering about Lord Chaitanya. Hmm. Repeatedly, I offer my obeisances at the Lord's lotus feet and at the lotus feet of all his associates, praying that the pastimes of the Lord may appear on my tongue. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, the ocean of compassion, and all glories to Nityananda, the embodiment of loving devotional service. The spiritual truth of the brothers, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, as both the Supreme and as servitors of the Supreme, is incomprehensible, yet by their causeless mercy, their absolute identities are revealed. Lord Brahma was enlightened about the truth by Lord Krishna's mercy. Srimad Bhagavatam and all Vedic literatures describe this. The Srimad Bhagavatam states, "May the Lord, who is beginning of creation, who in the beginning of creation amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma within his heart, and thus inspired him with the full knowledge of creation and of his own supreme self, and who appeared to be generated from the mouth of Brahma. Be pleased with me." Yeah, go to sleep there, Tom. Hey, Amy, welcome. And whoever else is here. In the beginning, Lord Brahma did not have the power to see anything, although he had been born upon a lotus flower, upon a lotus from the Lord's navel. However, when he completely surrendered himself to the Supreme Lord, the Lord, by his causeless mercy, appeared before him. This mercy enlightened Lord Brahma with absolute knowledge of the Supreme Lord, the origin of all incarnations. Therefore, spontaneous, pure glorification of the Lord sprang from Brahma's mouth. Without Lord Krishna's causeless mercy, it is impossible to know the truth about his incarnations. His super mundane pastimes are inconceivable and inaccessible. Lord Brahma is described in the Bhagavad Purana. O Lord of the universe, O Supreme Person, O Lord of the universe, O Supreme Person. Oh, well. O Lord of the universe, O Supreme Person. Mm. Uh, Ah, ah. O Lord of the universe, O Supreme Person, Supreme Soul, O Lord of all of the mystics, O Lord of the mystics, how marvelous you are! Who within the three worlds can know when, where, and how you expand your internal spiritual potency, Yoga Maya, and perform your transcendental pastimes? Who can fathom the reason for the descent of Lord Krishna to this world? Therefore, I can only submit the conclusions of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad Purana as reasons for his appearance. In the Bhagavad Gita 478, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself in order to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants, as well as to reestablish the principles of religion. I invent myself yuga after yuga. Whenever religious practice becomes weak, irreligion gradually increases. Therefore, Lord Brahma and the demigods humbly request the Lord to appear, protect the pious, and destroy the demons. In order to reestablish the religious process of a particular age, the Supreme Lord descends upon the earth with his eternal associates. The religion for the present Kali Yuga is the congregational chanting of the holy names of the holy name, and in order to propagate this religious process, Lord Chaitanya has appeared as a son of Sachi Mata. It is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam that the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, incarnates solely to propagate the congregational chanting of Krishna's holy name. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnates. It is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam that the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, incarnates solely to propagate the congregational chanting of Krishna's holy name. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.3.32, O King Nimai, O King Nimi, devotees always offer prayers to the Supreme Lord, Hari. But now I will explain how the devotees in Kali Yuga offer the choicest prayers, accompanied by various rituals and regulations for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. In this age of Kali, people are endowed with sufficient intelligence, will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, confidential associates, by the performance of the Sankirtan Yajna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya, is propagating the essence of all religion in the age of Kali, the congregational chanting of Lord Hari's holy name. Accompanied by his associates, the Lord appeared in Kali Yuga simply to establish the religious practice of congregational chanting. According to the Lord's desire, his eternal associates appeared before him. Taking birth in human society, Anantashesh, Shiva, Brahma, and the sages and other associates of the Lord all took birth as highly elevated pure Vaishnava devotees, known as Bhagavats. Lord Chaitanya Krishna knew everyone's position and identity. Most of them took birth in Navadvip, yet some were born in Chattogram, All these associates appeared in different places, but everyone met in Navadvip by the arrangement of the Lord. Srivas Pandit, Sriman Pandit, and Chandrasekhar are personalities worshipped in all the three worlds. Sri Murari can cure the disease of material entanglement. Vaishnavas of this caliber appeared in Sri Hatha. Pundarik Vijayanidhi, the foremost Vaishnava devotee, Chaitanya Vallabha, who was very dear to Lord Chaitanya, and Vasudev Dutt, who was very dear. All appeared in Chattigram. Haridas Thakur appeared in Budana. The village of Ekachakra is the Supreme Lord Nityananda made his appearance there. Lord Nityananda is factually the Supreme Father of Hridaya Pandit, a Brahmin and a pure devotee. He took birth as his son. Devotees. And the giver of devotion. He appeared in the district of Radhadesh, expressing their happiness at the appearance of Lord Nityananda. Demigods made joyous sounds. Uh, 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 the demigods made joyous sounds. Uh, okay. Ooh. Mm.
Thanks for using.
Oh, yeah. Joyous sounds and showered flowers. All this was performed unseen by ordinary mundane eyes. From the time of Nityananda's appearance, the Radhadesh district grew increasingly prosperous day by day. Sriman Paramananda Puri, who was Lord Chaitanya's close associate in Nilachal, appeared in Tirhut and in Mila Bihar. When the lands on the bank of Mother Ganga are all places of pilgrimage, why did the Vaishnavas and devotees appear in impious lands? Arranged for pure Vaishnava devotees to appear there. Oh, wait. Chaitanya himself descended on the banks of Mother Ganga. So why did his eternal associates appear in faraway places? In their travels, the Pandavas avoided countries devoid of the sound of the holy name of the Lord and the waters of the Mother Ganga. Lord Krishna Chaitanya, being compassionate on the unfortunate souls born in those lands, arranged for the pure Vaishnava devotees to appear there. His own appearance was required to redeem the material world. In order to accomplish this, he arranged for his pure devotees to take birth in impious lands and impious families. Whenever and wherever uh, Whenever and wherever uh, family of pure Vaishnava devotees appear, he is able to purify everyone there by his pure spiritual potency. Uh, the birthplace of a pure Vaishnava becomes a place of pilgrimage. Therefore, in many different places, although they were born in different places, they met, as if by accident, in Navadvip. Lord Chaitanya's birthplace was Navadvip. Hence, Navadvip was the meeting place of all the devotees. The glories of Navadvip cannot be compared to any other place in the world. Knowing of Lord Chaitanya's descent in Navadvip, Providence made it a prosperous and flourishing town to receive the Lord. Who is capable of describing Navadvip's opulence? Hundreds and thousands crowded to bathe on the banks of the Ganga. By the goddess Sarasvati's grace, the residents of Navadvip of all different ages were learned exponents on the scriptures. The people were proud of their material knowledge. Even young boys argued logic with senior scholars. Students came from different parts of the country to study in Navadvip. Because in Navadvip they could get high training uh, and taste in scholastics. The number of students in Navadvip was incalculable, and the exact number of teachers was undetermined. The residents were content, blessed by the favorable glances of Ram, Lakshmi, and the goddess of fortune. But they wasted their time spending money for sense pleasures and other worldly affairs. As they had grown prouder and more materialistic, the people's taste for devotional service to the Supreme Lord had decreased alarmingly, and in the beginning of Kali Yuga had ushered in immoral activity. The only religious or devotional activities they knew were invocations to the demigods and the demigoddesses, especially the Durga Devi, and the prayers for temporary material benedictions. Some arrogantly worshiped Manasa, the goddess of snakes. Others wasted huge amounts of wealth worshiping dolls. Isn't that funny? They use the same thing. Worshiping dolls. They squandered large sums on the marriages of their sons and daughters. They still do that, huh? And in this way, they wasted their human life. This basically, people they say squander their wealth on the marriage of sons and daughters. And you see, everything is just a shadow in this world of how it is spiritually. The marriage of, it's like our soul in marrying God. It's a big event, man. This is why when that happens, when you feel that you're tied to the Lord, you know and devotion is awakened in your heart, now you're attracted to God. You see, this is the marriage that that all these other shadow marriages are really replicating. See, this is whether you're man or female, marrying God is the ultimate thing. I mean, that's what you want to have, a celebration. Marry, we should, those who have this devotional awakening are basically marrying God. I mean, we should have a big party at that time. That's because that's the real marriage. This marriage lasts forever. Isn't it nice? This marriage to Krishna, and it lasts forever. And the Lord Chaitanya came here to give this very easily. All you have to do is hear from his real associates, his real devotees, and they by their word they point out the real path, so you're not misled and misdirected, to all these longer paths and things that may take lifetimes. This misdirection. You get right direction from the real associates of the Lord, because the Lord came here to make it easy for everybody. Easy for everybody to make it. I don't think I need this. Yeah. Yeah. The Lord came to make it easy for everybody to attain Him in this Kali Yuga, just following the real directions, engage in Sankirtan, and chanting the holy name congregationally. I mean, we're on a computer, so we can't really do that so much, but still, chanting the holy name and doing japa together, is especially when you're doing it amongst the Vaishnavas, it awakens this bhakti very easily. Otherwise, people have trouble having such an awakening. It's very highly purifying too. Uh, yeah. Hey, Amin, welcome. Yeah, yeah. So even back then, it was considered pious, but it's not good enough just to be pious. They had pride still. They pride in their scholarship. I mean, it's not, people, they're worshiping God, but they're still, they have other desires that are um, really that were in the front. They were just kind of had a lot of they were just, really material. I had a material bent, really strong, and they didn't have this taste that people get here. This taste for worshiping God, where you feel your soul awakening. See the soul becoming uncovered. They didn't have this even back then. It was covered over by the false ego. Even their studies, they studied, like the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, but they're still under the false ego. Like, it's no different now. The same thing now. People are studying, so it's kind of the same kind of position. And the Lord comes here to liberate those persons, the pious people. They just need to see that there's another way of learning. See, a way of learning where your Vedanta, that's the Bhagavat knowledge, comes from bhakti, real pure love of God that brings tears to your eyes when you worship and think about the Lord. Devotees, when they think about the Lord, they have experiences that devotees in the spiritual world have. Okay? Yeah. So anyway, this quality now is coming to the people that are qualified in Kali Yuga. And so when you have this, you could still do your marriages. You could still go out. You can go out. You can be with people. Um, you can live your regular life, but now you have devotional experience. See, now you know what is real. When the Lord reveals Himself, He reveals Himself and He reveals your soul. He said, okay, He reveals, awakens your spiritual senses so that you can detect Him. So you can detect Him in His name in these books. See? And this energizes our soul. This purifies us. See? This gives great happiness and makes us devotees, actually. Otherwise, we're not devotees. If you have no real devotion, you're not really a devotee. You're like a semblance. Just like everything is a semblance, is a shadow of the truth. You're a shadow of a devotee without devotion. See, you're a devotee in name only. See, just yeah, I'm a devotee. Yeah, would you have the qualification? Well, what's that? I just see my devotee. Isn't that qualified enough? I was initiated by so and so. Isn't that enough to be a devotee? Well, you're semblance. You're just practicing devotee. You're practicing to become a devotee, and all your practices are going to lead you to where you follow the real confidential path that we're teaching here. Okay? The real confidential path is the primary direction. See, the real direction, not say, well, go to Vrindavan here and take a little side trip through the rules and the regulations and get a little practice doing some of this worship. practices. The Vaidhi Bhakti is practicing. See, just do this for a whole lifetime, and then in your next life, that was Prabhupada's program. He said, yeah, let's make Brahmins, get them up to the speed here. And then in some lifetime, the Lord's devotees will come and do what the Lord did. The Lord that came 550 years ago will empower that devotee and do the same thing. Raise those persons to the level of love of God. See? Well, we're already working on that. See? The Lord is empowering us here to spread this more confidential truth that directly sends you to Vrindavan. See, the direct conclusion. No, I'm not here saying, okay, well, take a little side trip through a lifetime of Vaidhi Bhakti. See, so a lot of people have done that for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. If you've in your heart of thinking, is there something more to devotional service, then the Lord will lead you here. Or a place like here, which you might have to wait a whole lifetime to find. And like maybe in your next life you'll find it, because I don't think there's a place that I've seen on this planet that can give you the gift of Lord Chaitanya came to give so easily, because nobody has proved it to me. No, I've never seen it, and still none of my students have come forward that had contact with ISKCON. They don't say, well, it's there's somebody doing the same kind of thing over there. They're awakening pure love of God. Man, we see the symptoms. I still haven't heard anybody in our group or outside. A lot of people say, oh, yeah, this guru and that guru, yeah. But then you ask them, do they have the symptoms? Oh, well, yeah, of course, but he doesn't show. And, well, does anybody else in the group have the symptoms? Well, no, that takes many lifetimes. See, stuff like that. See, nowhere can you see, oh yeah, there's a empowered devotee over here that has the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. They're an associate of the Lord. Oh yeah? Do they have the symptoms? See, you could say that about here. People ask, yeah, hey man, there's an associates now. We don't just have one associate, we have two now they're fructifying love of God. Yeah, or is there associates of the Lord there? Oh yeah, you could say. And do they have the symptoms? And you can say, yeah, they do. They have the symptoms we read in the scriptures. I mean, that's how they determined the devotees back then, even. If they had sufficient intelligence, if a person had ecstatic symptoms, oh, there's a liberated soul. And they said, oh, Lord Chaitanya, at first, when he was exhibiting ecstatic devotion, they didn't know he was God. So they said, oh, he must be somebody like Prahlad, because we read in the scriptures he had ecstatic symptoms. And then when those symptoms increased more and more, they saw he's not just a devotee. There's no just being a devotee. If you're a real devotee, that's very special, very rare to find real devotee, because real devotee has the ecstatic symptoms that liberated souls have, that are liberated by being associates of Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so this is the real deal stuff. Yeah. So the Lord came then and he's coming now because Prabhupada started something and people have been studying the scriptures, this from the, the study point of view. And they have the name devotee just like back then and everything. And so some are ripe to hear this preaching and to understand that, oh, this is the next stage. Yeah, so we're here for those persons. Not everybody is ready. A lot of people condemn what we're doing. Yeah, but some people, Krishna will say, oh, yeah, they'll give them sufficient intelligence and they'll come and then they'll make their way back to just if there's any interruption in the stream or the sound or something, let me know. Some arrogantly worship Manasa, the goddess of snakes. Others wasted their... Okay, I read that. And the supposedly knowledgeable high priests, the Bhattacharyas, Chakravartis and Mishras did not know the purpose of the scriptures. And that's something that people should look at now, because this happened then and it's happening now. See, even the supposedly, see that word. See, a lot of people think, oh, this person is a Mishra, he's a Chakravarti, he's a Bhattacharya, he's a Goswami. Okay? But they're only supposedly, even now. But people are impressed. Oh, you were born a Goswami in the family of Goswamis. Okay? So there are a lot of that even then. Oh, yeah, you're born in a family of Chakravartas and all this. So they give themselves titles. Yeah. But they were just supposedly, they weren't real. Just like now, I comment, oh, he's not a real Acharya. Acharya Dave. No, he's not real Acharya. He's supposedly an Acharya. Just supposed. That's all you get. It's basically as good as a suppository to stick up your butt. That's all it is, really. Be honest with you. They're just suppositories. They're supposed devotees. There's no offense calling things like it is. No. Calling the spades of spades. They've been misdirecting people for 50 years. It's time for that to stop. They can't deliver a mustard seed. These guys, none of them. Yeah. So, they're as good as a suppository to stick up somebody's butt. Maybe they can get that kind of purification. And because, there's a time the Lord is sick of it. He's sick of the, people, his children, which we all are, being misdirected by people taking on supposed positions of being Chakravartis and pure devotees, and they're deciding, oh, Gurudev, deliver me, give me mercy, and the Gurus is on the same level as they are, blind. What is the difference between a blind leader and a blind follower? They're both blind. Without devotion, without being a liberated soul, without having the symptoms of ecstatic devotion, you're a blind leader and a blind follower. You're just supposed leader, you're supposed guru, and a supposed follower. Nothing like that. You're not alive yet. You're not born. If you want to see the real kingdom of God, you have to have a spiritual rebirth, man, just like Jesus said. Otherwise, you cannot perceive the kingdom of God, which is right here in chanting. People need to see that as the money. People go like this is money. They got to go like this with the beads, in ecstasy to see that, oh yeah, this is the money. This is the wealth. This is the store of wealth, is the holy name of the Lord. River, what are you doing up so late? You should be sleeping. Get some rest. So you see, when I look at these books, I say, yeah, that's going on now. So let's have a discussion now. Let's use this. There's a old saying, what goes around, well, there's that saying, but there's another one. If you understand history, see, bhakti history, very important. This is the most important history of all histories. This is more important than the Bhagavatam history, actually. See, because this is the latest incarnation who gave so much more mercy. The Bhagavatam speaks of having to get this mercy usually very hard. Resting, yeah. So, see. Yeah, so that's why all these sayings, that always the essence of truth, blessed are the pure in heart, they see God. You see, when a devotee sees God, the pure in heart, that means, if you want to follow what that means, this is the purport that nobody's ever really clearly explained, really clearly. No, nobody. They can't, because they don't have these experiences. Blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see God. And the Bhagavatam says only the pure in heart can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. If you take those two statements, there's a mine of nectar in there. Okay? So the blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see God. Here you go. You see him? You see God in here? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see he's God. Yeah, yeah. Lord Chaitanya, he's God. Yeah, you see, I see. Oh yeah, you do see? See? But do you feel? See? No, no. See, Radharani knows Krishna is God because she feels him. She's got devotion. She's got ecstasy. She got the tears. She's got the holy laughter and the choking up and all of that. Therefore, she can recognize Krishna is special. This book is special if you got the ecstatic feelings awakened. That's our preaching here, man. This is what it's all about. This is the finishing touch to Prabhupada's work. You don't get this finishing touch, you're not finished. You die unfinished. You're an unfinished work. Oh, yeah, go up to the demigods where the Brahmins are. Come back here into where you get a nice birth in a Vaishnava family. Still got to do the finishing work. Oh, yeah, spend a whole lifetime. Who knows, who you'll contact. Probably won't meet another devotee because you're not interested now. You want to be a Brahmin. So be a Brahmin. Come back and be a Brahmin and meet more Brahmins. And then maybe in some lifetime you'll be unsatisfied like Vedavyas was. Wow, here I'm a Brahmin and I do all these Brahminical. I wrote all these things. Actually, he wasn't a Brahmin. He was. I don't think he was. Maybe he was. I don't know. It doesn't. I never read anything. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, he wrote these books about the four Vedas, and they're all basically material. Four Vedas. This is the fifth Veda, Bhagavatam. Vedas, this Veda, Ayurveda, all kinds of knowledge, and then he was unsatisfied, and then he prayed to the Lord, and Narada Muni came, an ecstatic devotee. See, always the ecstatic devotee comes and says, "Yeah, now you got to move on, man. You just taught in these four Vedas." You taught about rules and regulative worship and liberation and all these things, and it's still material. Okay, even liberation didn't satisfy your heart because you got to go deeper. Okay? You got to now get into the pastimes of the Lord. You got to more elaborately get people up to the point of understanding and awakening so they can appreciate and see the specialness of Krishna Vrindavan. Okay? Otherwise, your heart won't be fully satisfied. You won't be complete. Okay? So that's why you see Bhagavad Gita verse says, Krishna said, they call me Aja, the one who is unborn. Okay? The one who is everywhere, omnipresent. This is the opulent Lord. Okay? Omnipresent, omnipotent, everywhere. Actually, I got to see that, by the mercy of Jesus. I saw how the Lord is This is amazing how it's so related, man. Yeah. Okay? But you don't still really know the Lord, not completely. Even though that was fantastic to be a part of that, to feel, like I thought I found home, found home. God is everywhere and everything, and I'm part of that. I knew I wasn't God, but I knew God was everywhere, man. It was amazing. Man, 3 weeks in ecstasy. Couldn't sleep, couldn't even barely drink anything. Just living on this revelation in ecstasy, just and feeling it, man. You know, um, I just lay in bliss, and you just know it, no sleep, you couldn't sleep, no, too much energy, just yeah. And even with that, the Lord says, "Oh, you don't really know me." So some years later, the Lord kindly, because luckily Prabhupada was on this planet. Prabhupada came. He wasn't then; he had disappeared, but his books were. So I made contact with there, and so the verse, even in Bhagavatam, see the first verse of Bhagavatam says this. This is so important. That's why I'm staying with it a little bit. It's a beautiful verse. And these are the persons who actually know the Lord completely, more completely. Okay, this is the first verse of the Bhagavatam. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, all pervading personality of Godhead. See? That's the complete understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Complete conception. He's the all pervading personality of Godhead and also the son of Vasudeva, son of Maharaj Nanda, son of Sachi Devi. See? And if you know those two lords, now you have complete understanding in this complete feature of opulence and sweetness. See, the sweetness takes, that's why you, even if you knew the Lord, I had that revelation and realization by the mercy of Christ. And I still had to get Prabhupada's books to get that association to start to understand and have the feelings awakened, the bhav awakening by chanting the holy name and and these books. Not everybody can do that. Most can't. That's why you need a living guru. See, but for me, I was able to go, get that feeling. I understand how you feel, Maharaj. You don't know me. What is this you do? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about there, River. I might want to explain a little bit more. Yeah. So yeah, and so knowing the Lord, you have to know Him complete. If you want to know Him completely, you have to know Him in His feature, this beautiful feature of a very intimate friend, intimate friend of a devotees like in Vrindavan, and you got to become like that to really know Him completely. But not everybody has the greed. See? Not everybody has the greed to know the Lord that completely. They may be satisfied. Like usually the angels in heaven, they're satisfied, or even in Vaikuntha, feeling the Lord's presence everywhere. Say they're satisfied. It's good enough for them. I don't know, some reason, it was in my destiny to move to this. See, now this is complete understanding. And so anyway, now, and this is more attractive. You get drawn more to the sweetness of Krishna because it's more intimate. Because even in that realization that God was everywhere, that was a lack of intimacy there. Because, yeah, I know He's everywhere, but I didn't know that, these personal qualities He has, that He actually has like a human-like nature. That's why you see the Bible, even the Bible says, man was created in God's image. See, so what's that image? See, the image, the shadow, the imitation is we have friends here, we're doing stuff. There's the trees, we have, relation with trees, with the earth, like the American Indians, you got relation. See, so this is all a reflection, an image of the divine truth where we have eternal friends. See, these are all temporary friends, temporary relationships, temporary marriages. There, the gopis, they may have husbands, but their husbands last forever. And the wives last forever. They're eternal, but they're still married. They have a relationship with eternal Krishna, both the wife and husband. Okay? And then Krishna has his mother and father eternally. Or maybe you're, just have that paternal mood and you're, um, like a nurse. I am still giving my body it needs. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, yeah. Well, see, this I couldn't give. It was natural, spontaneous. Valentine's Day, yeah, yeah. So eventually, I had to eat. Luckily, otherwise, I probably would have been gone. The physical body would have been finished. Okay, so Yeah, I think I'll stop here. It's getting a little bit dark here now. And see you in the morning, everybody. Yeah. So, yeah, see you in the morning. Thank you for coming. Let everybody get some rest and talk to you later. Even look at this. Shamaguri's up too. Amazing. Okay, yeah, I want to get off this computer too. It's too much. I won't be able to sleep if I just keep looking at this thing. Yeah.